Pisces, welcome back to the channel. Monica Louvre here at the Love Messages. So today we will be doing your reading for the month of June. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be links in the description box if you're interested in a private reading with me. Pisces, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. Okay, Pisces, so your challenge is the Seven of Cups, and what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Wands upright, okay? So your biggest challenge for the month of June is the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is really talking about just distractions, right? You know, things that distract us, things that are taking us off of our path, things that are really shiny and look nice, and you know, maybe they're not the best things for us, but they definitely create some sort of interest here. Okay, so your challenge has a lot to do with maybe becoming a little bit more practical in the things that you were pursuing, maybe getting a little bit more clear on your goals, the things that you're trying to achieve in life. We're going to find out more about the Seven of Cups when we clarify that for you in a moment. Now, in the recent past, you have the Moon, you have the Knight of Wands, and you have the Four of Wands. So in the recent past, I do see here that there was a relationship that you were involved in. I do feel that there was some secrets here in the past, things that were maybe hidden from you that you didn't see or you didn't anticipate with the Moon being here. The Nine of Wands is a card of commitment. It is a card that really indicates perseverance, commitment, really just going along with things and making it work. And even though it's difficult and hard and challenging, a lot of you decided to pursue this anyways here in the past, okay? Now we're going to clarify this. We're going to get more information for you in a moment. Now in the present moment, you have the Chariot, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Three of Pentacles. So in the present moment, it looks as if there is some sort of energies connected to your past that are showing up in the present moment. Some of you have decided to move on, possibly from the past with the Chariot. You're moving on here from it. But things are starting to look up for you in the present moment in regards to the situation because the Three of Pentacles is here. The Three of Pentacles is a collaborative energy, so perhaps you're trying to work things out maybe with somebody here from your past. We're going to find out more when we clarify. In the near future, you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Page of Swords, and you have the Page of Pentacles. So it looks like there's an opportunity that's coming in for you in the near future. This could be, you know, financially, there's an opportunity coming in for you, maybe even a new love that's coming in for you. I do get a sense here that with these new opportunities that are coming in for you, Page of Swords, there's a lot of overanalyzing, maybe researching the situation before you decide to jump into it. We're going to find out more about these opportunities when we clarify. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands. If you haven't spoken to somebody for quite some time, I do feel that in June they're going to reach out to you, especially if this is a no contact situation. The Eight of Swords is indicating that a lot of you have been feeling stuck in the background, or there's certain things that you may need to address before they become very intense that you may need to discuss or talk about. There's definitely an overdue conversation here. You know, an overdue conversation that you may have needed to have with a particular person that you haven't spoken to for quite some time. Okay, so we're going to see how this ties into your reading. Let's jump right in and let's do some clarification. Okay, let's clarify your challenge. Okay, so your challenge, which is the Seven of Cups, excuse me. Okay, Seven of Cups. That is clarified by the Temperance, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. So Your biggest challenge here, Pisces, has a lot to do with really determining whether or not an option or a choice or decision that you've been trying to make for quite some time is really worth it for you, okay? And this is going to be a big part of your challenge. Your big part of your challenge, has a lot to do with getting clear on something. Okay, getting really, really clear on something. The Temperance is here as well too. So something's been taking quite some time to come to fruition. Maybe a choice or a decision that you need to make. Some of you, your biggest challenge here has a lot to do with being honest with yourself about a particular person or situation where you feel that you're not being treated fair or you're not being valued for something that you're offering. Okay, so your challenge has a lot to do with removing the smoke and mirrors, the confusion, the uncertainty, and really getting clear on your choice and decision and then following through with that. And one of the things that you learned recently with Saturn in your sign for the last 3 years, now it's moving out of your sign into Aries, you've learned how to be a lot more discerning. You've learned how to be a lot more direct with your options and your choices. And I think what's really important here for you, Pisces, I was going to say Aries. Some of you are dealing with an Aries, or maybe you have Aries somewhere in your chart. Many of you are realizing now that when somebody isn't honest with you, when somebody isn't being forthright with you, when somebody is hiding things or they don't value you the way that you feel you deserve to be valued, it becomes very clear to you what the choice and decision should be at that point. Some of you, your challenge here is to really take your time and gather the information that you need in order to make the right and educated decision. And this is what your challenge has a lot to do with, because when we move into the month of June, there is going to be major shifts and you may need to make some sort of changes in regards to a situation in your life that's been extremely confusing and uncertain. And before you make the decision, it's very important that you are patient with yourself and that you gather information, because there is going to be some sort of truth or some sort of information that comes to light, and it's going to help you to make a better decision in terms of what you need to do to move forward. So that's what I feel has a lot to do with your challenge. Okay, now let's talk about the recent past. Okay, so the recent past, you have the Nine of Wands, okay? And the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So in the recent past, there was a disappointment in a marriage or a commitment, or maybe some sort of generational wealth inheritance here. A lot of you tried to make something work here in the past, but I do feel there was deception, there was lies. Maybe somebody here wasn't honest with you and you found out the truth. Now, the good news here in the recent past was there was people there in the past that were supporting you, or there was a better relationship that came into your life. There was a lot of secrets in the past, okay? So a lot of secrets, maybe a lot of things were, really a lot of things in the past for you, Pisces, they were hidden from you, right? You wanted to know the truth here in the past. You have the Seven of Wands, the Fool, and the Seven of Pentacles. So a lot of reevaluation here in the past about whether or not you wanted to have a new beginning with a particular person. And I think one of the things that really affected your decision on this situation in general was the fact that you had very high standards here in the past. And when those standards weren't met, and they were met with lies, deception, secrets, you really started to reevaluate if this was the type of direction that you wanted your life to move into. I do feel this has a lot to do with a marriage or a commitment or a home situation, family situation. That is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. One of the things that you started to do here in the past, which really helped you to overcome the deception, the lies, the dishonesty, and issues in your life in the past was the Eight of Pentacles, right? You started to put in this work into creating something new for yourself. And when you started to put in the work, some of you started something new in your work here in the past, or maybe you took up a new opportunity here in the past. It really started to bring you stability. Some of you even purchased a new home in the past because of all the abundance that you received from this job that you were doing. And I see a lot of luck came into your life in the recent past is what I'm getting, okay? So even though certain things didn't work out for you in the past, there may have been things that came to the surface that, made you question, your existence, your life, in general, there was something that made up for that disappointment here in the past. Okay, so this is what I feel happened for you in the past. Now let's clarify the present moment. We're going to clarify all the cards. Okay, so in the present moment for you, Pisces, you have the Chariot. So the Chariot is talking about you moving on from something in the present moment. And that is clarified by the Strength, the Two of Swords, and the Hangman. So yeah, this is about you finding the inner strength to move away from a situation in your life that's really been holding you back for quite some time. The Two of Swords is here as well. So, you know, many of you are trying to find the inner strength to overcome something here that has really affected you in the present moment. You're trying to see the situation from a different perspective. Some of you are realizing that somebody's treating you as an option. Maybe somebody here that you thought was genuine and honest with you, they're showing you completely different energy. So many of you are deciding to move on from this person, or you're removing yourself from this person, and I see you blocking yourself from them to protect your energy. This definitely has something to do with somebody that you have history with, somebody from your past. You have some sort of memories with this person. That is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Swords. So in the present moment, it looks like you're moving away from this person, the Six of Swords with the Four of Swords. And I think this, Pisces, has a lot to do with self-preservation. There's definitely something here about, well, you know, I think it's time for me to move away from this person, because by me moving away from this person, I can really get closer to my goals, my dreams, the things that I want to achieve in my life. Remember, the Three of Wands is the milestones in our life. Okay, it has a lot to do with the goals and things that we want to achieve. And this is a common theme that I've been seeing for everybody lately, where we're starting to realize what doesn't serve us anymore, right? We're realizing, okay, this situation isn't for me. I'm going to move on from it. And for many of us, the reason why we're doing this, including you, the reason why you're doing this is because you really want to get clear on what is good for you. Okay, instead of just going along with everything and doing everything and just saying, okay, I'm just going to go along with this. This has a lot to do with self-preservation. Okay, moving away from things from your past that aren't healthy, people, environments, situations, addictions for some of you. And I see a lot of healing from the past. So if you recently broke up with someone, or you had issues with someone from the past, you are starting to really pour into this, this energy of focusing on yourself. Okay, really focusing on yourself, moving away from things that don't serve you anymore. The Three of Wands is here as well, or excuse me, the Three of Pentacles is here as well. So collaborating is going to be huge for you in the present moment. If you are inquiring about your business, your job, your work, your career, when you collaborate with like-minded people, it's really going to enhance your success, okay, in June. So June is going to be the time to collaborate, to come together, to do cool things with other people, and you're going to be celebrating, right? Because for many of you to really release a toxic partnership, friendship, there's something that's toxic in your life that you're trying to let go of. The best way to do that is to really, of course, block this person. A lot of you have already done that, and you've really just disconnected yourself from this person in general. And many of you have moved yourself away from this person. But to really, truly overcome the situation, I feel collaborating, working with like-minded people, hanging out with friends. If you haven't been doing that, that could be something that you decide to do. And it's really going to help you to offset the devil energy, which is this toxic energy that you're trying to move away from. I think a lot of us have been getting the devil energy in the present moment. And it's just a clear indication that it's time to move away from things that, you know, just simply aren't serving us anymore. Some of you, there are certain things in your life that you've been very distracted by, again, friends, family members, addictions, and you've been trying to get over these things. And as you're trying to get over these things, a lot of you are learning how to shift your energy onto other things, right? Other things that are important, like your business, your career, your friends. So it's a process for you, but there's definitely some sort of changes here, and identifying the things that don't serve you anymore is the main message here in the present moment. Okay. Now let's talk about the near future. Let's clarify the near future for you. I feel in the near future, there's some amazing things that are coming in for you, and they're coming in for you because for many of you, what you're realizing, you are realizing that In order to truly harness the things that are meant for you, you need to make room for them. So a lot of you are in the process of making room for things that are truly in alignment with you. Okay, this is key because when Saturn was in your sign for the last 3 years, it really taught you how to be structured, responsible, how to be consistent. And when you started to do that, a lot of you started to reap the rewards and the benefits from that, right? So you've learned how to be more responsible, okay? And because of that, and because you've overcome that cycle, that transit with Saturn in your sign, you're now going to reap the benefits. That's what Saturn does. Saturn makes our life really difficult and hard. But as we start to move away from that Saturnian energy, we start to really take on bigger and better opportunities, because now the universe, Saturn, is saying, okay, you have the responsibility, you have the ability to really harness something great and amazing in your life. So that is going to lead to the Page of Swords. Some of you are researching here, or you're spying, or you're gathering information. That is clarified by the Sun, the Ten of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. What you're going to realize in the near future, okay, and this is really important message, what you're going to realize with the Ten of Swords here, you're going to realize that something in your life has needed to come to an end. Something in your life that's been long overdue needs to come to an end. Now, not only does it come to an end, you come to this place, Pisces, of accepting this ending, okay? This is huge. You start to say to yourself, even though you were afraid of this ending, or you were avoiding it, or you were pretending like it wasn't going to happen, you start to really get clear. And you start to say, oh, now I know why this needed to end. Now I know why this wasn't healthy for me. Now I understand, why this happened and why that happened. So even though you're unclear about why you're moving away from a specific person, why you're choosing to disconnect from the situation, or why this situation's bringing a lot of confusion in your life, it's going to make it so much easier when you know the truth, when you do the research behind why certain things in your life are happening the way that they're happening. Now, the Sun and the Ace of Swords is indicating that there is a brand new beginning that is coming in for you. This brand new beginning that's coming in for you is going to bring you so much happiness and abundance. Even though you're afraid of a situation in your life coming to an end, there's something better that's coming in, and it has a lot to do with a brand new beginning that you start. I feel June is that month where you start to feel this elevated energy, especially at the end of the month, because Jupiter is going to enter into Cancer, and this is going to trine your Sun, your Moon, or rising as a Pisces. So there is a lot of opportunities and abundance that are coming in. So once you see this and you feel this change in energy, you're going to look at an ending more from a perspective of an educated perspective, right? Not a perspective of being overly emotional or down on yourself, but you're going to say, oh, that makes sense why this situation came to an end, and I don't feel too bad about it anymore. So this is what I see for you in the near future. Now, you also have Ace of Cups, so new love is coming in, a new opportunity in love, or something that you're very emotionally connected to is coming in for you. I do feel this is a younger person that may be coming into your life that you're interested in here. This is going to be one of your options, okay? So again, lots of options in love here in the near future, lots of interest here, but you may need to go within and ask yourself which person or which energy here. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be something that you are choosing, maybe career-wise, or maybe your location. I do feel this is about love though. So you are coming to terms with the fact that you have a lot of options, but out of one of these options are really the one for you. So I see that happening, and you may need to go within and make a certain decision. Others of you are starting something new here in the near future. And with the Page of Pentacles, there's definitely a new course that you're taking, or you're starting a new project here. So you're planting the seed, but this happens with others. Okay. So this is not something that you're doing on your own. Some of you are collaborating and you're working with others to create something bigger than just yourself. And this is what's going to lead to a lot of success for you. And you're manifesting this in the future. So major beautiful changes that are coming in for you, Pisces. Let's get some advice for you. What is the advice? So your advice here is the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 9 of Swords. Your biggest piece of advice is to ask yourself, what has been causing you anxiety, fear, and stress? What situation in your life has led to nothing but conflict and disagreements in general? This is about you getting really clear on what's healthy for you, what is good for you, right? If there's a situation in your life that's causing you stress, pain, discomfort, it's really important that you address this. Okay, it's really important that you address it, because there's no point in being in stress. There's no point in arguing and being worried and really having that pain, because all that's doing is it's affecting other areas in your life. Your biggest piece of advice is to address a conflict that is causing you pain and causing you hurt, and then make an educated decision on what is going to work for you. Remember, your health and your well-being are primary. Without your health and well-being, nothing else matters. And this has a lot to do with addressing an issue that's really been stagnant, that's really been holding you back. Once you address this issue, it will be resolved and you will be able to completely move forward the way that you need to, okay? So Pisces, this is what I have for you. I hope this reading helped. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.